Is CM Punk the devil? Some people think he's a god. Or is he headed back home? Headed home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To WWE Survivor Series in Chicago. Yeah. Let's talk about the devil first. A lot of people on the internet are going crazy. I think one person on the internet said, "What if CM Punk's the devil?" And it exploded. They're like, "Okay, what if CM Punk's the devil? He worked us all." Woo, woo, woo. Sid, let's tackle this one at a time. Is he the devil?
I think the devil, they kind of put themselves into a spot where they let the devil be a lingering thought for way too long while it was gone. And people's imaginations have run wild. And I feel like
That's
no
always the
matter what,
fans'
that's
fault,
going
by
to
the
be a
way.
disappointment.
Sid,
Yeah.
if there's a mystery and you guess and you want something amazing, you're a greedy fucking wrestling fan.
Yeah, it can't possibly be their fault for intentionally obfuscating details just to try and lure people into making absurd hypothetical scenarios up in their mind.
Huge
No,
announcement.
it's not them.
Yeah.
It's ours. Yeah.
Hurricane's Cape said
I
it best. It's like sending a kid into a candy shop saying you can have whatever you want and then being mad they ate candy.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's just,
Sometimes wrestling logic for like the carnies against normal people shit is just ridiculous.
yeah.
It feels like it's just an excuse for them to be carnies that hasn't died out of the wrestling world.
Here's the thing. We've been heartbroken before and we've high-fived before. And this has potential to be both. This could be one of the situations they unmask. It's CM Punk. It's Vince McMahon. It's the Great Muta. I don't know. You can unmask. It could be anybody. It could even be you. And
I'd lose my shit if it was Vince McMahon.
dude, I think everyone
There are
would.
two people I would lose it for the most.
All right, go ahead.
Vince McMahon's number two, just because of how absurd it would be.
It would be
Uh
absurd.
and super meta too for him also to be the devil. It would be hilarious. Like it would be, hats off to Vince McMahon for on his way out taking one final wild ass stab at the wrestling world. That would be my thought. The number one though, I've mentioned it before. I stand by it. If you find a way to have it be Cardblade, I will pop harder than I've ever popped for anything in wrestling. If you find a way for that to be Cardblade.
Dude, you're the only person. I would giggle because I know you would be happy, but I think the rest of the world would be sad. I think they have
Why? It
potential.
would be hilarious. It would be the
It would be hilarious.
funniest shit ever.
All right. CM Punk, what percentage do you think he's the devil? And would this be the greatest work ever? Tony Khan is a master booker. Booker of the century, if you will.
1%.
Really?
Yeah.
That low? See, here's the thing. I don't think I'm as high as everyone else. But I think it would be cool because they worked you. And it'd be like, yeah, but I don't know if CM Punk can have great matches anymore. His
It's
match
not
with
just
Samoa
that.
Joe was pretty good. I don't know. I'm one of those. Give me a second, sir. I'm one of those guys that no matter how good a story is, it has to end in a good match. You were about to say something, sir?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I just don't see myself being excited if it ends with it being CM Punk. It's like, all right, you got me. But my thing is I don't think it I say 1% because I don't see where the payoff is for Punk that makes it worth the negative press and the negative image impact. Even if it turns out to be a work, he basically has been getting dragged through the mud across the board by every company and shit on by fans since it happened. Punk's not a guy who can handle that typically from what I've seen. Like he doesn't seem to handle adversity very well at all from what I've seen. I can't imagine him eating shit unless it's like an arrogant thing of if how stupid will all of you feel when you see it's a work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see the payoff being worth it personally. Not only that, but that means Jack Perry has to be in the faction too, right?
Did they get together? I mean, because
Well, I
really,
mean, if you involve Jack Perry as one of the people in the secret that's of this super work, you have to be getting Jack Perry some kind of
first off,
rub to make that worth it.
I'd respect the work. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of guys, so why not have Jack Perry as one of them? Because, it's one of those things, the con, they point the nose and look at you, the old trick the mark type situation, is that, like, we only actually seen him say, "Cry me a river," and Tony Khan say, "My life was threatened." We actually haven't seen anything. They haven't released any tapes. It's all hearsay. Could this be the biggest work ever?
I mean, I could see it being a work. I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll have a great match.
We take this guy that's super popular and make him totally unknown for what? What's the end game?
Well, it's the shock. Yeah, I guess it's more of they tricked you. I think this would be the greatest
for
trick.
What?
It would be an MJF.
Something good.
Yeah, it would be an MJF CM Punk feud.
We could have had that without this.
Yeah, but then how would he win Booker of the Century? And also, for the record, I want to know, there is a lot of CM Punk loyalists that absolutely love the guy. And he was, at one time, one of my favorite wrestlers. But I found out something about pro wrestling. I'm an asshole. If you have 5-star matches, I love you. The second you stop having 5-star matches, I'm like, man, fucking...
You're an elitist.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know if I'm an elitist. I'm like that guy. You ever watch, the football movies? And they had the one general manager, and they're like, "Okada's my boy."
Yes, the football
Okada's. Well, they do this in sports a lot. But there's that one guy, and he's like, "Okada's my man. I love fucking Okada." Okada gets married, a little bit fucking out of shape. All right, dude, we're gonna have to cut you. But I have a 7-year contract. Yeah, dude. You said you loved me. I mean, I loved who you were. Same thing with CM Punk. You're the greatest. Oh, you're not having 5-star matches? I got this fun guy, Will Ospreay. Get the fuck out of here. Get out
Sorry,
of here.
we don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, in reality, wrestling, with how much talent there is, should not be the same guy lingering at the very tippy top forever. Now, it shouldn't.
Yeah. I've been saying this for years. The best wrestler who's the most over should be champion, and that's who you should build around.
That should be your flagship title holder. Well, the guy who is those things, and then of the group that's the best at those things, the one that's the best at PR and publicity.
That could be a bonus.
Because if you can send him around to be a brand ambassador on talk shows, other shit,
like
radio
MJF,
shows, etc.
When it comes to AEW, probably MJF.
Yeah, it's just very strong for you as a brand, especially for AEW that's trying to grow and gain fans. That sort of thing, I think, is way more valuable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I could see it turning out to be Punk. I hope it's not.
Yeah. I think it's going to be funny because I've been saying this a lot lately, and some of my Japanese friends say this a lot. People that don't have standards, it's going to blow their fucking minds. But I hated him the last 6 months. But I loved him. It's like, dude, just have standards. Know what you believe in.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to come back and put on 2.5-star bangers.
Jesus. All right. Also, we don't know who the devil is right now. Prediction: who's the devil? You've been don't lose. I still fucking. There's one comment that fucking makes me laugh every time. You don't want to lose your credibility here, kid.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. I joke about that in my IRL. I think
it's Adam Cole. I think for a few reasons it's Adam Cole. For one, when we first saw them doing it, I am 100% convinced that one guy had a neck brace on under the thing. The picture stills of it, that has to be a neck brace under that fucking outfit for one of the guys, making one of them pretty much guaranteed to be Roddy. One of them, from the build and everything, seems to be pretty guaranteed to be Wardlow. The leader is the only real mystery, and honestly, he ain't that different from the size of Punk. From Cole, really. And moreover that, they hide his eyes under the mask to help hide his identity, but like, Cole has those bright-ass blue eyes. You're going to see his eyes and know it's Cole. You know what I mean? So I feel like you have to hide the eyes for that reason. But I think it's Cole. I think that's why it stalled so hard right after, is because they brought it out and they were hoping that Cole wouldn't be as injured as he was, I think.
Yeah. And also, like, him not being there when they're making segments at home makes sense, too, if it's Cole.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Who would be the worst?
Especially since he was... There's another point to it.
All right, good.
All the Devil cameos, for the most part, have been by video.
Yeah.
So I mean, while he's been away doing things by video, so too has the devil.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Who do you think?
That said, I don't want it to be Adam Cole.
Who do you want it to be, and who do you think the worst one is going to be?
I already told you.
Who's the one that's
Hard
so bad that the internet fucking goes, well, fucking, I don't know. I don't know. I just find it weird that we defend corporations.
Jack Perry.
You think Jack Perry's the worst?
I think Jack Perry could argue. Jack Perry has the opportunity. If it was Jack Perry, it is either going to be amazing and totally change its trajectory, or it is going to flop and burn so hard.
Yeah. And I like this a lot, so I don't want it to flop and burn. You know what's
I don't
weird?
either, but that's all, I also don't want it to be Adam Cole because I don't. Adam Cole's never friends with anyone, dude. Can he just really be friends with someone for once
He betrays
and
everyone.
not be planning to betray them?
He's gonna betray.
Please, one fucking time, man.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna betray though because it secures MJF as a babyface.
CM Punk and the Devil would be a nice shock. There's also rumors of him coming back to Chicago, even though everyone.
Well, who do you think?
Who do I think?
Yeah.
I mean, Big Brain says Adam Cole. But to see pure chaos, my Joker side, I think CM Punk.
Wait, I thought of a new worse one.
Okay.
Tony Khan.
I have a huge announcement.
If it reveals that it's Tony Khan, it would be so bad.
It would.
If this is his way to finally having a character persona is to be the devil and reveal that's his authority figure, the devil, like that, I think would be the worst thing. Yeah, that's my new choice. Tony Khan. If Tony Khan turns out to be the devil, that's the worst. Not because I don't like Tony Khan, just because it would be awful.
I wish I could meet a lot of people online in real life. Because if it was Tony Khan unmasking and people defended that, I would laugh at you so hard. You'd have to call the cops or you would have to hit me.
I would want to meet them all just to see how many are missing chromosomes.
All right, so CM Punk, rumors going to Chicago, Survivor Series. I think that would be a huge disappointment. And this is why I think it's a huge disappointment. And a lot of people don't realize this because they're so loyal to, companies. This is the aunt that sucked off 80 dudes. This is the uncle who got drunk and knocked up 2 other women. And they're getting back together. This isn't going to be pretty. And on top of that, how much is CM Punk as a human being? I mean, absolutely means nothing when he shows up in the Middle East.
Honestly,
I will die
of
laughing.
all the things I've heard he could do, I think TNA is the one he should do, but I definitely think I can see him crawling back for Saudi dick money.
Yeah. And my thing is...
I think that was what he called it, right?
I think so. And my thing is like, A, working with other countries I think is very important. B, running your mouth that much and then going back seems weird. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so it's just weird. I think him going to NWA or TNA to be amazing. But that means he would have to take a chance.
He'd have to take a risk.
Yeah, take a risk, Punk.
And not only that, but if it's TNA, he'd have to take the risk that he might have to backseat if they manage to fluke land Ospreay, which I don't think they will.
Dude,
but if they fluke landed him, there's no way Punk's the head guy anymore. And I don't know if he could do that.
And I don't always agree with Booker T, but it's been weird when I see 2 or 3 quotes. I'm like, damn, I kind of agree with Booker T. Shit's hitting the fan. Booker T brings up a great point that a lot of people don't realize. And people are going to think this is an insult, and it's not. It is very easy to wrestle in WWE compared to the smaller venues. The bigger the venue, the less you have to work. And it's the less that people see stuff. Like, if you're in I know it sounds weird.
Oh, yeah, because they can't see the fuck-ups as much.
Yeah. If you're in Madison Square Garden or a big-ass arena, the Tokyo Dome, and you fuck up, not many people in a live audience will notice this. Don't believe me? Look at Okada. Who was Okada wrestling? He was fighting one of the fucking guys and it was like tapping his belly. But
I don't remember.
the smaller the arena, the more you see it the fuck ups.
Yeah.
And he's up there in age. So him in the impact zone is going to be a lot different than him in the Chicago United Center. So it's an interesting situation. But CM Punk, wherever you go, but hopefully you bounce back.